sex is actually technically kind of a derogatory nature of what love and the evolution of love is in a committed relationship or in a given relationship. And commitment doesn't mean you're married. Commitment doesn't mean you're male and female. Commitment doesn't, it's not a definition of what we consider social boundary. Committed means that you're two people of like mind, similar mind, like heart, coming together with a mutual decision to have an experience that's going to evolve you spiritually, physically, and mentally. Right? Now I'm talking real sex. The deep version of that, which is interchanging, sutras, mantras, loving, right? Tantra, awakening the kundalini. I said leany, right? I'd be like, what do I do? What do I say? Everybody was consensual. Everybody was excited. We were having a great time. I just could not commit. Me and committing was, it was like a canary in a cage. I was like, commitment, no, no, no. So a lot of men are having issues with commitment. And the reason why they're having issues with commitment is because we have been demasculated as men. Money has become the measure of our manhood. So I've just got some announcements to make because I need to clarify. Everybody's so on it. Hello, Dave. I love Dave. Dave is one of our divine masculine men that is on it. That is, I'm going to put together something for divine masculine men because I think that, and I just want to have a little conversation. I was talking about my book and how the book is, it's a conscious dating book, but you're never not dating. You're always dating. So even if you're like 40 years in, because I help elderly people in nursing homes all the time. And the one thing that I've seen when I see like an older person that is still with their loved one, I'm like, how did you guys stay together for so long? And one man goes, I never stopped dating her. I was like, that is where it's at. Every day is a date. When you text, when you call, you show you care. Now, I know as a man, I was relentless. I wouldn't say that I was a womanizer, but I love women. I loved women when I was 20 and I was young and reckless and in Hollywood and partying and doing illicit things that I shouldn't have, staying out all night, 7 days a week. And the one thing that I missed out on was the value that is actually in that attraction with a woman and how to appreciate that as a man, right? Because I think as a boy, as a young man, my body does a lot of the thinking. And like they say, two brains, whatever. But if we can like start to look at it from a different perspective, an evolved perspective, because many men are empathic, they just don't know it. That sixth sense they get, the trouble's coming, that ability they get to maneuver during danger, this is divine. That is the divine becoming active in them and they just don't know, right? So in the course of dating, the body is a very convincing method of conversation. Your body's like, do you see that? I see that. I'm active. I'm happy. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, look at that. And you're like, you're trying to make eye contact only, and you can't because you're sweating, because you're like, wow, this woman, whoa, those curves, that, and you're just like, I can't take it. It's like I haven't eaten for like 30 days. And I'm just like, woman. So as a divine masculine, I think that once we start building up our knowledge of what actually kicks in and what actually helps us to understand that inner knowing, and then what a woman actually really wants, then it becomes this active dance. And the dance is dating. And dating has a rhythm for when you want dating to be done right. And I've done it enough times not right to tell you I have failed and found my footing. That's how I did it. I did everything wrong and figured out finally what was right, because there was nothing left to do that was wrong. So I was the practice of pushing the envelope in the wrong direction. And so I'm sure if at some point I'm doing a conference and there's like 1,000 people, I'm sure one of the women is going to be like, They're going to be like, I knew him when he was in Hollywood, when he was 25, and oh my goodness, girl. I'd be like, what do I do? What do I say? Everybody was consensual. Everybody was excited. We were having a great time. I just could not commit. Me and committing was, it was like a canary in a cage. I was like, commitment, no, no, no. So a lot of men are having issues with commitment. And the reason why they're having issues with commitment is because we have been demasculated as men. Money has become the measure of our manhood. And that deviates from the divine man inside of us. Because not only are we feeling judged on the outside by everyone in our performance, we're then turning it in and judging ourselves based on what we believe other men that are successful in life are doing. And this is destructive. Like Martha said, I love Martha. And me and Martha are doing a live on Facebook on Saturday. But when we start judging ourselves or trying to match other people in their expectation and what they're doing, we are setting ourselves up for self-destruction. We are imploding because of expectation. You are you, true and through. There's nothing else you can be. You can't be me. I can't be you. I have certain strengths and weaknesses, as do you. We have to learn to embrace those, be those, and not apologize for them. You feel me? Not apologize. I'm not going to apologize that I have a strong libido, and I'm not going to apologize that I like to flirt or I like to dance. I'm not going to apologize that I have color sense. I'm not Metro. I'm all man, but I walk that fine line because I like fashion. I like shoes. I like nice things, but I love getting dirty. I like dirt. I like trees. I like nature. I like, so I found the balance, and the balance of being a divine masculine, which I'm still working every day to be that. It's not that I'm there. Like Maya Angelou said, somebody said, so I'm a Christian. And she goes, really? Oh, child, I've been working on that for 40 years. It's like, really? You got there already? I'm a sage. I'm a guru. No, you're never a sage. Like I said, even if I was an ascended master, I would come back down here, because how boring to be up there with a bunch of people that have nothing else going on but just, no. Get me into the grind of it. Let me feel the dirt in my feet. Mother Earth. So Dave, I appreciate. And Jonty, when he sees this, I appreciate Jonty. The divine masculine spirit. Men, if you want to rock your woman's world, I'm going to give you one secret I put in a book. Talk to her on the phone. In a world of technology where everyone's texting emojis, you talk to her and you listen to her and you make her the object of everything at that moment in conversation. There's nothing that distracts you. You are a hunter, and that is your moment to be locked in to everything and the only thing that matters, which is love. And you talk to her in a way that every word you're saying is supporting everything about that connection. Just like we coach people, like I coach people to break through barriers in their life all the time, you listen with love and you speak without separation. When I listen with love, I come from a heart-centered place, not my head, because my head is in competition with everything. And I listen with my heart. And then when I speak from a place where separation doesn't exist. I speak as if we are one. Like I said, the Hanuman, when he said, when I don't see myself, I serve you. When I see myself, I am you. So men, if you are one with that woman, watch out. And I've had the amazing opportunity to have the most amazing women cross my path. Even ex-girlfriends that I'm friends with. My first real girlfriend who helped me through my father's death and through my face being crushed, the most amazing soul I've ever met. And we're still in contact, and I support her because love and hate don't live in the same place. Let me tell you, if you hate an ex, you never love them. So let that shit go. Don't try to lie to yourself and say, oh, she broke my heart, that bitch. No, you don't love her. It's your ego talking. So get your ass off of the ego fence and go do something else with that energy. Because the people that have touched me that I loved, I will love them no matter who they're with, how many kids they've had, or anything in their life. If they call me and they need me, I will be there, given the situation, in the most beneficial way to both of us so that boundaries are still there, right? But if they need information or advice, or if it's okay in our lives to be interactive at that point in life and they're in need, I will be there because of love. And love and hate don't live in the same place. So if you've ever hated someone that you supposedly loved, I got news for you. I got real big news for you. We need a lot of work. You need to call me personally, and then we're going to be working around the freaking clock. That's all I got to say, because love and hate don't live in the same place and never have. You know, the opposite of love is apathy, and apathy comes from not loving yourself. Because if you love yourself, there's no way you can't love someone else. And there's no way that love doesn't live in some level, right? If I'm in a relationship and I'm getting ready to start a relationship with somebody, you know what? I'm going to put myself into a place. I'm going to say, I honor that in you, and I don't want to lose this connection just for sex, because love and sex are irrelevant, right? Sex is something you have with somebody when you're separated, okay? When you're just having a booty call or a 1 a.m. and you don't know who it is, that's separate, right? Because you're not obviously seeing yourself in them. You're only seeing yourself in you. So you're having a moment of the body, which is okay. I'm not judging, because I've done it. But sex is actually technically kind of a derogatory nature of what love and the evolution of love is in a committed relationship or in a given relationship. And commitment doesn't mean you're married. Commitment doesn't mean you're male and female. It's not a definition of what we consider social boundary. Committed means that you're two people of like mind, similar mind, like heart, coming together with a mutual decision to have an experience that's going to evolve you spiritually, physically, and mentally. Right? Now I'm talking real sex. The deep version of that, which is interchanging, sutras, mantras, loving, right? Tantra. Awakening the Kundalini. I said Leany, right? So, hello, Noah. I love Noah. Let's see, Michelle, Melanie. Mandy. Hello, Kate, Nicolette. Dave, some of us have commitment issues as well. Well, Dave, but divine feminine does have commitment issues. And the thing is the reason why we're having commitment issues is because we are afraid to be hurt. Because we've started understanding that being hurt is the kind of tragedy of love. Every love story we've seen, right? Like in the United States, it's happy endings. So there's a little bit of a issue there. But so when you go into a loving experience, if you are tactically based and you're all based in the body, yeah, it's going to be about being afraid. So being afraid keeps you from committing, because fear and faith, they really are the opposing polar opposites. So when you have faith in love itself, when you have faith in the experience, when you have faith that you're placed in the correct path, you're living your truth, and you encounter somebody that's also living their truth, even if you only loved them for a few months or a few years, the value that you've established during that time to yourself, to them, and to the world around you, really just commitment is irrelevant in that sense. Because I think we are so focused on financial terms when it comes to our life spiritually. We've been put in like a fiat currency system with ourself. So we're all about, is it valuable for me to do this, or am I wasting my time? Well, you're never wasting your time, right? You can't waste your time. Time is here. So even if you're sitting there, you're not wasting it because you're living it. So when we say things like, I'm going to lose weight, right? I'm becoming a loser to lose weight. If I'm wasting time, if I'm afraid of commitment, I'm becoming fearful in all things that require commitment. And I think a lot of a commitment is across the board as well. So when you're committed to life, when you're committed to being here and being present and being in the now, then you start to have a knowing. And that knowing creates that flowing of inner strength. And that strength provides you the access to not being afraid of failing. Because then you realize, like Henry Ford said, I've never failed. I only just kept moving forward. So love is never going to be something that is not going to be with you if you are living in love. And if you are afraid that someone's going to break your heart, break my heart 1,000 times before I break it myself. If I don't love, I break it myself. And that's just beyond me, because if I don't fall in love, if I don't experience love, and I've already broken my own heart, then I'm alone. That's worse. Let me feel the fine touch of love under my fingers. Let me get involved. Let me feel the flesh and the spirit become one, right? I've said this before, but I want to rehash this. With men, when we have sex, one of the things that happens as men, we're not identifying the drive, right? So we're self-reliant on prey drive. That's why foreplay is not even an issue for most of the time. Like, we're like, what? Oh, you're going to do that for us? Yeah, cool. Oh, I've got to do it? No, I've only got 5 minutes. It's like, so what happens, men, their prey drive becomes like the preeminent force that guides their body. So as they're beginning their procession of love, right, their love dance, they're only focused on the getting the prey. So in order to back away from that, when we start seeing the full spectrum, full gamut, and we start understanding that slowing down and seeing more, experiencing more sensation is going to enhance our end result, then we won't be getting up so fast to go make a sandwich, because we've gotten that fulfillment. We don't need to eat. We had our fill of everything that's sustaining us through all the sensations as it's been slowed down quite a bit. Now, I'm not saying every time has to be like this erotic dance, but it's a blend. It's when you're going to make love, remember, it starts the morning before you do it. How does that? So before the night you make love, it started that morning, right? And if it didn't, I'm sorry. Men, shake the trees. Listen, please, if you're going to make love that night, if this is your night, you got like 6 kids and you need to make a scheduled night to make that magic, it starts in the morning, right? women, you know this. If you're going to make love that night, it starts in the morning. Men, start the procession before it's showtime, okay? Because it's showtime the whole time. So you start loving your woman when you wake up. Start giving her that love that she's going to need to give her that connection with you. A woman during this experience needs to feel connected to you, right? Because this is a very sensual, sensitive moment to embrace you, right? You are her man. And that connection's energetic, and that energy starts building the moment that you jump out of bed, okay? So let's propel ourselves. And then foreplay starts the day before. I'm serious. If you got a hot date Friday night with the person you love and you guys always have a beautiful time on the weekend, Thursday is when the foreplay starts. And by foreplay, I'm saying this is when you start forming and formulating your end result, your event, the beauty of what's going to transpire. Not through expectation, but through expansion, through becoming sensitive, through listening, through saying, hey, I was thinking about you right now. But hopefully you really were. I mean, don't fake it, right? I mean, women have faked it long enough. Let's stop faking everything. Let's be real. Let's have communication, because communication is the key to all of this. Let's stop faking and stop putting fronts up. Let's start being real and start being bare and show our chest and show our inner self. And men, if you slow down, I'm telling you, look out. Look out. There's a reason why the 4th of July, they wait for an hour of sitting there with mosquitoes for the grand finale, right? They've led you down the path of what's going to be this immense eruption of senses. So the longer it takes to get there, the more lavish it is. And that's just my thought for the day. And I don't know how, and basically I got off onto this train of thought because of my book. My book, Putting the Soul Back in Soulmates, isn't just about dating. It's about dating even if you're in a relationship, right? It's beneficial for men and women. There's a lot of things in there for men too. It does get raw, I will tell you. I do say a couple of things that are really raw, and I apologize if it offends you. But I'm one of those people, I go up to that line and I jump over it and do a dance and then come back and then jump back over it and do a dance. I'm just, I'm not here to be small. Like I said yesterday, I'm not here to be small. Jennifer Walls, perfect timing. My copy of your book just got delivered. Well, let me give you a heads up, little subtitle warning before you read it. Before any of you read my book, I say penis and vagina. I was looking for lightning. I'm just kidding. I do say these terms, and I do talk about sex in my book because it's part of our life. So don't be offended, because sensuality is part of the ascension process. Come on. Everybody's 5D, but don't forget about the 3D, right? Don't forget about, like Osho said, one of the ways that you're evolving your inner ascension is through the communal interaction of intercourse. Because that's where the roots meet. That's where the roots wrap around, and that's where the strength of the tree lives. Come on. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting sweaty. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. Peace, light, and love. God bless everybody. And I will see you on the other side.